Hello friends, and welcome to episode 3 of season 3. Today we are going to be stopping at my alma mater the first time back in, well, a long time ago. I was a student at LSU, and since we were in New Orleans and we were heading west on this trip, we would be passing through Baton Rouge, and I figured it would be a good opportunity. One, I hadn't been there in decades, and two, my children had never been on a major college campus, and I thought them being in middle school, it would be a good opportunity not only to show them the place that I loved for so many years, but to sort of ignite maybe a little passion or plant a little seed that they might be interested in going to college. Not that they're going to have an option, but you got to make them think that it's their idea, right?
Dad had to go find out where we could turn around with this big trailer behind us. God, I got stuck.
Oh, man.
And?
I know how to get there, but we got to do it different than I was used to.
Okay.
Only class I ever got an F in my life was music appreciation.
Why would that be?
Well, it happened because I wasn't taking it seriously and I didn't show up for class and wasn't being a very good student. This place, the Varsity, was a place with bands and stuff. The Chimes was a restaurant I used to eat at a bunch. We're gonna have to park past the baseball stadium and walk. Now go! So after we parked the truck, we had to go right past the football stadium, and the football stadium immediately brought back personal memories for me. I was in the marching band at LSU, and so I couldn't help but stop here and tell a couple of stories. All right, here's the entrance for the Golden Band from Tigerland. I was in the band from, let's just say late 80s, early 90s. And this is where we would enter the stadium. We'd first march down, hard to see, but we called that a hill in Louisiana. And we would march down the hill, we'd come through the crowd, and then we'd come into the stadium right behind us. Good memories. And I used to come to basketball games here when I was a young kid with my dad, and then the whole time I was here. And my graduation was inside that building. The quad is like a large rectangle that all the classroom buildings kind of circle around. So you could use this like on rainy days, you would use this as your walkways to get from building to building.
Kind of looks like Hogwarts, huh?
Some classes, maybe I'll be able to show you one where we get 300 people. Now what y'all don't see, because it's kind of between semesters, so you don't see thousands of kids everywhere, but there's thousands of students here. I think there's 30,000 students right here on campus. So this campus itself is has the population almost of Greenville with all the students here. But you'd take classes in all these different places, and sometimes you'd have breaks between your classes, and the quad was the place where you could come out and sit and meet your friends. You were looking for wanting to meet the ladies to come out here. This is where you'd say, hello, nice to meet you. What class are you waiting on?
Look at Owen, he's just like...
And whatever she'd say, you'd say, yeah, I'm waiting on that class too. And then you go sit in her class like you were part of it.
You hear that? Yeah.
All right, this is the main LSU library. There's several of them, but this is the main library. So let's go poke our head in there.
Isn't that a beautiful tree?
So one of the hardest things about college is you're always around your friends. And so it's really easy to not study if you don't want to. So friends are always distracting you. So I would come here if I had something that I really had to work hard to do good at, and I'd get in one of these cubicles and nobody knew where you were. You know, you didn't have cell phones, I didn't have a computer at that time. And so you could come here and have real peaceful, silent time. That fountain wasn't running, but according to Papa, when he was here, someone played a joke and put a whole box of dishwashing detergent in that fountain, and this whole quad got flooded out by bubbles.
I think it was Papa that did it, don't you?
Yep.
It's something like Papa would do?
Yep. Hey guys.
Same with you, Papa. So this is the College of Design, and the College of Design is where my first degree was landscape architecture, and my classes were here in this building. This would be sort of a medium-sized class, and this is the room that I took my very first introduction to landscape architecture class.
This is a medium-sized class.
Yeah.
Today we will learn
And this fellow, Robert Wright, of the School of Landscape Architecture, I knew him. He was still a teacher here when I was here, and he's passed away since. But we went to ice cream parties at his house. And when I was here, he was in his 80s, and he would ride his bike to school every day. Guys, so when your class would come, you'd have, I don't know, roughly 20 students would be in this studio, and you'd get a drafting table. And when the students are actually here, they put up walls and dividers and kind of make it your home, because you spend most of your time here at school in here. Most evenings after school here.
Van's retired.
Those are old-timey things.
Yeah, okay.
What thing?
He's retired.
Those are called payphones.
I know.
Now, it was getting about lunchtime, and we headed over to the Student Union, which is where the cafeteria was when I was there. The difference now is it looks a lot more like a mall food court or something like that. The kids there have so many options that we didn't have when I went. I think when I went, you had sort of a cafeteria style one option. Now you got all sorts of options. So that was LSU's campus. If you've never seen it, I would encourage you, if you're passing through Baton Rouge, to stop and walk around a bit. I've been on 10 or 12, maybe a dozen or so major college campuses, and LSU's has got to be one of the prettiest campuses that I have ever been on. And I'm not biased. So thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep rolling. Yeah, I don't know. The whole rolling Ragu thing, my wife's telling me maybe doesn't fit us. Keep on rolling. I don't know. We'll see where we go in the future.